What's going on? How's everybody?
Yeah. Right now, you're what's going on.
Yeah? All right, I'll take it. I'll take it. All right, everybody hear me? All right. I'm going to blow the mic out like I did last time I was here. All right, we're all adults.
Yes.
This might offend a couple people, and that's all right. I mean, y'all are out of the house and shit, so if you're offended and you're out of your house, you know, gotta deal with that. All right. I'm a nice guy. Don't worry about it. I'm not gonna offend anybody. I don't know. Fuck it. All right, let's go. This is present moment. Face maker, stick out tongue, slander center, sly dog, banter. I present to you the present moment, the epicenter, the quintessential human touch. We have learned to be ourselves again, to trust in our natures, to trust that they are good, and only complications that confuse us and cause us to doubt, cause us to demonize, remove from the catalog, fixate on and nag, snag us for millions of years inside of one mustard seed. Even time says, I guess I'll just have to wait, and so it waits for us to evolve past our present moment. Thank you. This is called Bigots Fall Down Dead. I sit in my red chair reading Bukowski, scrolling down in his poems, war vets killing elephants without reason, mission accomplished. Later, the protagonist admits he feels bad about the elephants. Then, don't go back there. Don't ever do anything like that again. Be grateful that you live in a country that doesn't really give a shit about any of this. And scroll down, keep scrolling. Happy hour, honestly, obviously, quickly inhibits the fabric, soft, sweet spot, bought dinner tonight, burned out headlights, stolen new bike, fury on the end of a stick, beating you to death with a fury, breathing you to life with images, flash alive along a trove, highlights and midtones, shadows, a crutch on a conclusion, spelling out the word convention, conventional mantras and viruses visualized, pleading with you is a thing of the past. Artifacts crack, broken things stack. Thank you. Alright. This is a new one I wrote. It's about getting high with your family.
Yes.
It's called Smoking the Family Plan. Crumbs, mere crumbs, scraped and loaded into the bowl, bowl loaded into the bung. Lighter, 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 you feel the feels, living room moments, the moment you feel it. This is a break you are watching. Did they have this plan all along from the beginning? Does it take effect? Does it kick in? It goes a mile. You were kicked in and vibrating soft. You acknowledge the best in people and move from the vantage of a light being, a light beam shot through darkness full of holes, listening for entry points until it's over. Yeah, that was about a good night. All right, let's go back into the past a little bit. The past. This is called Birth of a Field of Ideas and Images. Is this smooth? Yeah. hyperactively speaking of balance, one at a time, formation of words, switches flipped on, birth of a field of ideas and images, birth in a field. The doctor smacks a baby so that as it starts to cry, he knows that the thing is alive. The baby notices him writing something down. The lid is or was the lid of a lunchbox, now full of holes and made to connect, functioned as a protector of many foodstuffs before it fell victim to my curiosities. Something was lacking, so I tried my hand at destruction, but everything in a little time passing is going to be okay, and if you can remain tender, there will be better times. Even hell freezes over, even hell itself freezes over at the right temperature. Nothing stays the same, and the bartender agrees to everything that I say. I think I will have another drink and think about it. To be born anywhere, to be born is to wake up dizzy, and everyone else has already been born already. Kinda unfair when you think about it. Hang 10 by Gatorade morning, I'll never dream. I have never dreamt I'd contact the spirits in such a fashion, moving into unknown territory. Our attempts to connect teach us tears, and we learn or don't learn. In fear we marry too soon, make babies before we are ready. It's the next madness. Watch the news, watch the insects. In some aspects, they are not so foreign. The decision to write turned me into a being beyond me. While some see me as angry, others see the beauty. It is all in how you carry yourself along.
Yes.
Thank you. All right. I'm not blowing out the speakers tonight. Not yet, anyway. Everybody having a good Saturday? All right. I have a couple things in mind. When you take advantage of my good nature, it is all downhill from there. Drinking I am washing my problems, I'm watching my problems fly away. There, now, drink the shivering drink down. I tend to fantasize about Fanta. I took a long trip to Atlanta and didn't tell you, but I'm telling you now. Storm chasers chased by a storm loopy. It's an end of episode of Tom and Jerry, and now they talk. Oh God, no, dear Tara. Hey woman, sometimes you perfectly scare me. Sometimes I scare my summer. Perfectly terrified by Kalika, and she is really little. Look what is happening. I'll pay anything to get you to stop. I'll pay anything to get you to stop talking. I am scared of myself sometimes. Sacred rust grit nutrient. As a little Asian boy was an albino. He was in elementary. They used to beat his ass for alien skin. The whitest skin that you know. That's where it starts. Fucked up people with childhood vendettas. Don't bother coming to terms with that shit. Later they come at you with a hatchet. Instead of all love and light, he comes at you with matches to light the straw under the bed that you think that you're sleeping in. Bad seeds indeed. I got a good heart, you know I got a good heart inside, but a bum ticker. This is a plot thickener, and birds fly into engines, all the rattling in the cloud. Now my favorite, the preyed upon, pray for more prayers per hour, PPH like PCP. Your followers scare the stuffing out of me. I have got that PMA, you got that false Terra, I got that real Terra. Scream Phoenix, not much of an answer. No Mercy is gonna practice a long fortitudinal stretch right out on your front lawn, right out in front of us, like that. Impatience is the anti-virtue, melted down your wedding ring and hawked it into a pawn shop. Some bad apples along the way, and I do believe bad apples just get crabbier. And what are you are you if you just can't get wiser and leave them there on the wire? The chair becoming hard as granite. Grenadine says, say my name, damn it. 1, 2, it's my third tequila shot. Why don't you quit being a little bitch? 3 wins is the motherfucking winner. I catch something in my eye that's not really there. Proof of a big idea on the horizon. Again, 3 shots for a puke-filled indoctrination. I hack into your H-Town spelled backwards. An H-Town and an evening gown backwards is I can't do the math. I can't do the math. I can spew the stage for you like a hungover Statue of Liberty. Thank you. Alright, I got time still, probably. So I'm gonna do more. The new one, the newer, the worser. This is called All These Grand Gestures. I'm parched and parched tonight. What is your resistance to what you are dreaming? Could be a cool time to go fishing for the wholesome life you never thought was achievable. Under cardboard and diamond-crusted misfires made of milk chocolate shakes and hidden agendas, the price tags on heads nailed hastily to the front wall. Why prepare yourself for shadows and peaks and valleys and mosh pits when really, well, how do you prepare for the worst that you've ever seen other than by closing your eyes and funneling and diffusing your attention like unboxing hardware for a YouTube channel for 1 million hits each? Use bleach, show your bottom teeth for the job interview, and tell them to fuck themselves as necessary. Haters are gonna go on, and yeah, the fakers can go and fuck themselves. Bottom shelf, bottom dollar, lower your expectations to get to the best bargains, and be alright sometimes walking away empty-handed. Embrace your maladies, embrace of the vampire or some such shit. Harness the strength of lordly pleasures in a nearby hell realm. All things possible in a tantrum to bring the heavens down. Ramped and vamped up in the process of ritual discussions of aspirations chucked out the window. All the TED Talks are a bunch of white folk talk anyway. Do they really have their finger on the pulse of the people? Good, I guess, to discuss that which is undimmed. Dolores, delouse, unblouse, unleash the power of the unibrow. 10 in a row now. Trees peek up over the fence. You can keep a spreadsheet of your stamp collection that was pulled up into the tornado sky. He left his old life that way. He forgot how to smile for a decade. Maybe it was only a year, a whole year after that, a plane goes by like the ghosts of football players will haunt you in your sleep. You give to a popular charity once a year and tell people how selfless you are. Slam dunking Dunkin' Donuts. You are so fucking selfless in the midst of your destruction. All the fanfare and all these grand gestures. Ballistics, cantaloupe, wayfarer, wood color, light brown fence, sexual boundaries, the near end of an album, the needle in the cloud, the company clown, the court gesture falls on his candy ass as they fall into hysterics, prepare scripts for the grandchildren. When I was alive then, the neighborhood shook and we thought someone dropped a bomb on DC from overseas. They said the plane striking the buildings in New York was the beginning of a terrorist attack. We were like, no, that's false flag. We scrambled like bugs across the city and suburbs in order to get home and assess what to do next. Poems came flying out easily as they do now, I guess. Hair was kind of greasy. Soundtracks to old movies, old high school yearbooks went into the dumpster at the bottom of the road, and for renewal, shaved my head bald and did push-ups for no apparent reason. perhaps to summon the work ethic of demons and take no bullshit from anyone. And to this day, it is about zero bullshit, yet to slave away at some corporate spasm like an idiot and having very little to show for it. Planetary escape, reasoning forlornly forward, mistake after mistake. Keep calm and don't be a bitch. You know you're insanely fucking stupid when you lose the ability to realize that you're walking in circles and the ability to trace your steps. For your steps are swept, wind swept, pulled under. Devil take it. He hammers away at what's left of a sink in an abandoned house since the construction workers won't be back anytime soon. Thank you. That's the newer one. You know, I got a lot of material, and it's pretty fun to be this far in the game. About 20 so years of doing poetry in front of people. I never thought as a little boy I would grow up and be such a little slut in front of everybody like this. Somebody said that to me. I had to repeat that. I'm not that lady. Maybe not. What was I thinking about? Oh, do y'all use computers at all? Alright, I can tell you guys are real savvy. I don't know, I can't tell anything. This is a poem about a lady that I knew who was real crazed by the fact that she really sucked on the computer. Like, she could barely use the mouse and, you know, all this kind of stuff, move windows around. Like a real disaster area. It's called No Compute. She had computer problems of the third kind. She'd glare at the screen and curse its existence. In HD, it would laugh back at her. No computes, no computes. What the hell? I mean, what do you expect, dude? You got a Dell. Life was fine before I turned on and tuned in. Viruses piling up, DLL. What's next for us if I can't get you to print out my term paper? Try writing a letter to your dad on that dot matrix piece of fucking shit. I could just throw a real fit right now. The desire is strong to stand up and kick that monitor out to the bay. Too bad the CPU be the real culprit here, safe at feet, and the real problem still unknown. That's that one. All right, let's see. I think I got some other shit. It said I have a long back catalog, and I'm trying to decipher what is the best for the group, and it's not that easy. Okay, let me go back into Tara. Actually, it's one of my books, and this poem is called Tara. Y'all know what that means? No. I have to explain it because it's esoteric to everyone. It's that your journal is a person. The more that you give of yourself to your journal, to your writing on a day-to-day basis, the more you have someone there with you. And so I kind of personified it out in my mind as it's a hot lady named Tara. My journal is a she, is a girl, is a lady, is a reliable woman. We listen to a lot of music together, and there is always a pot of coffee brewing in breakfast eternity. She tells me to keep on putting it down like I've been doing. We're experiencing a drought in the place. Time stands still. Time is not messing around. She knows this is under my skin, and she's really the one hearing prayers. Once we're gone, gone too will be the power of prayer. So you can rest easy when you're dead. My notepad, she is the porn star of my dreams. The whole world is jealous, but I invited the world 1 billion times and got stood up. One thing is, I do continue to get up early and pen out the thought best I can. Tara, sweetest journal of all life, I am such a slut for you. I know outside the act of sex, which people think is screwing, which is really the act of eating a peach or a plum with rivers running, no one likes a slut because they think a slut is a liar, not to be trusted. Only damage can come, poisoning every sipping pond, but poisoning every sipping pond, but new sluts are being made every day and being made differently. Trust me, I am that slut for you. And in these times, chastity means something more without my penning you. And I know that sounds phallic, and it is. I'm still penning my whole motherfucking brain into you. I want to shout from the rooftops. I want to shout from the rooftops. If only I weren't scared of heights and having such issues with heights and fear of falling, but I'm free falling like red flush to face. I'm ready to divide time that is occupied against free time and go see my love for you past snippets and scrawls of stolen time. Tara, I cut these fingernails lesbian short and dig into you. Thank you. More, maybe. Yes. Yeah, what's my problem? Okay. I like, no one can figure it out, but I like to write a lot about my past when I was little, hanging out with my grandparents. It's really deeply embedded. When my grandmother died a couple of years ago, she was 100 years old. My family went to visit her, and my mom and her and me were sitting there, the three of us there together, and my mom goes, Evelyn, Glenn put out a new book. Put out another one of his books, or something like that. And my grandmother goes, oh really? I really never thought you were very good at writing. Yeah. I thought it was awesome. I thought that was a burn. You're supposed to enjoy that. This is about riding my bike and thinking about shit back then, I suppose. It's called On a Tuesday, Part 1. On a Tuesday, I was cruising down to Rice Village for no particular reason, only to take in everything that I can with my eyes. Breathe it all in, push down, cycle back around on pedals with a pride that beams a gladness, nodding to the evening purple fusing into the horizon. It's telling me that there's more where that came from. All the while I'm listening to what was on in Canada in the early 80s, Timothy Leary's discussing artificial intelligence and the flavor of the commercials, like scholastic readers warning us of warheads pointed at us. Us school children will have to crouch down low in the time of warheads. For if we fight on the playground one time too many, who knows what will happen. But by the time I make it to Rice Village, I want to fire off warheads of my own all up the side of Kirby into the River Oaks Country Club, or send sentinels who will know what to do once they get there. I am inclined to create imaginary friends along the way. All along the way, on a Tuesday, I am floating above the surface of a lake, creating a reflection, conjuring a memory, hoping for a sea creature just beneath us that will upturn my grandfather's boat. A young boy's glorious death before he can reach out. A young boy's glorious death before he can return bragging to his worried-to-death grandmother. Mama, I just discovered the Loch Ness. I just discovered the Loch Ness. I reached out and tried to pet it. It took me up in its teeth high and gnashed at me and tore me to ribbons before I could sing, "Oh, is this a mercy?" Yeah. Chesapeake Bay, Maryland. Alright, guess we should do one more or something? I don't know.
I wasn't planning on it.
Okay.
If there's enough time.
Let's do gratitude. Do you all know about gratitude? About my poem Gratitude? It's not about the gratitude that you have. This poem falls in on itself, but it starts out sounding real nice. Anger is an issue, I suppose. I bow in holy gratitude for what the world offers me in abundance. Abundance is already there. You just have to notice it. You know if it's actually there. Loving dedication, tribute, celebration, bowing in gratitude, bowing to this feeling, bowing to the notepad, to this keyboard, this cup, that car, that tree of oxygenation, that building, protecting people from crazy people at night, the harsher earth elements in life. Shit, you don't even want to sleep out in the garage. I bow to this current feeling and consensus, simple as an abacus, bowing in gratitude for the wilderness, the bewilderment of wilderness, or being bewildered out in the middle of wilderness. This is how you make a dog smile. You write him a letter. You don't miss it in your lifetime. Is your life fine? Steady beating lifeline, bowing in gratitude to some random dude walking and listening to music on his way to wherever he's going, some random spot, which will turn out to be not so random after all. Gratitude for solitude. It's something that you just have to appreciate for it showing up, but let it go its merry way when it wants. Gratitude for aptitude. The ambulance serves as a bell to bring you back to yourself, 360 degrees of yourself in 3D. Dimensional prevention is like this. It's like it's with this. Glances, last chances, pickpockets with your thoughts in their pockets. Head nods, ramrods, Cape Cod, flyer for the missing dog. Bowing in gratitude. Keep trying, keep training your positive thought train to react. It is a matter of identifying where I want to go and trusting that a spiritual thirst can be quenched, bowing in gratitude to these socks that I begin to slide onto my feet. Trust the warmth. When you're young, they ask you to choose your profession when you're busy being 5. I struggle against falling asleep really hard. I struggle like this back and forth. I struggle against falling asleep until it wins. I try to be as stern as possible. I must accomplish some things first. Don't always trust the warmth. You want to transform your dwelling spot into a holy abode of conscious awareness and love? You work from the inside until you reach the outside. This is the next part. This is the next part of the day. We like to call it nighttime. This makes it anti-day. Without the sun, but the sun is shining on the other side. There's more than one side. Don't be selfish. Interviews with Bill Murray are hella interesting. It seems late in the evening. It is only 8 o'clock. Just woke up a bit ago with sniffles. It was a long fucking nap. I can do what I want. Work was fucking dumb. There are so many dumb people. My God, if God exists in that tangible way that people like to push, you'd think that he'd put some smarter people down on the surface of his creation. Or what some think is the crime of humanity is that it turns in on itself, poisons itself, kills itself. Work was fucking dumb. I'm speaking Greek to some. My gratitude is for past, present, and future. To get me some. When I ask for you to get me a glass of water, I also want for you to get yourself some. I'm speaking Greek, and I'm not even really from DC in the ultimate sense. DC and I had to deal with each other, and we're still both afloat in some sense. The death toll rises as I rise out of bed to brush my teeth while they're scrubbing blood from the floors in Ecuador. Everyone is dumb somewhere. There are dumb people everywhere. They want to jump out at you in traffic. Dumb people create traffic. I don't mean traffic always. When's the last time you seen a drunk-ass procession of ants marching to their next discovery? Those fuckers are organized. Those fuckers are organized. Those fuckers are organized. Grateful for those who grated on my nerves and the silence that I would get to afterwards. When you're done speaking, I need to go and take a shower and forget about some things. Finding a place to sit down in the light rain, a quiet invaded by the sounds of the city. They only wish that they could sustain. Silence reigns supreme and makes people uncomfortable. Grateful for the uprising. Grateful for the uprising. Flip a cop car over. Burn your mayor. Baby steps of breath. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. We can do it! Finding my way back. So I'm coming back to consciousness because I fell under an object that felt like a terrible table, but was probably the hull of a UFO hovering over the corn crops, scooping up the children of the corn.